Friends, when we open the Bible, we are not simply reading stories from the past. We are reading about miracles, moments when God made the impossible possible. Today, let us take a journey through 7 amazing miracles recorded in the Bible. Each miracle carries a special message, perhaps the answer to a situation you are facing today. 1. The Red Sea. After bringing the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, Moses led them forward, but suddenly, a huge obstacle appeared before them, the Red Sea. Behind them was Pharaoh's army. In front of them was the sea. The people were terrified. They wondered, what are we going to do now? But Moses trusted God. He stretched out his staff over the sea. Then a powerful wind began to blow. The sea divided. A pathway appeared right through the middle of the water. The Israelites walked through it safely. There had been no way forward, but God made a way. Perhaps there is a Red Sea in your life today, a situation that seems impossible. Remember this, where you cannot see a way, God can make a way. 2. The Jordan River. Years later, the Israelites stood at the border of the Promised Land. Once again, there was water in front of them. The Jordan River was overflowing. God instructed the priests to step forward into the river. They took the first step. Their feet touched the water. And then the miracle happened. The flowing Jordan River stopped. A pathway opened, and the people crossed over. There is a powerful lesson here. Sometimes we tell God, "Show me the miracle first, and then I will believe." But faith says, "God, because you have spoken, I will take the first step." One step of faith can become the beginning of a miracle. 3. The day the sun stood still. Now let us look at another remarkable miracle. During the time of Joshua, a great battle was taking place. The Israelites were fighting for victory. They needed more time to complete the battle. Joshua prayed to God. The Bible records an extraordinary event. The sun stood still. What does this teach us? Our time is limited. Our strength is limited. But God's power has no limits. 4. The 3 men in the fiery furnace. In Babylon, there were 3 young men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The king commanded them to bow down before an idol, but they refused to give up their faith in God. Their punishment was severe. They were thrown into a blazing furnace. From a human perspective, it looked like the end. But they were not alone in the fire. When the king looked into the furnace, he expected to see 3 men. Instead, he saw 4. There was a divine presence with them. When they came out of the fire, they were completely unharmed. This reminds us of an important truth. God may not always keep us away from the furnace, but He will be with us in the middle of the fire. If you are going through a difficult trial today, do not be afraid. You are not alone. 5. Daniel and the lions. Daniel prayed to God 3 times every day. Some people tried to stop him from praying. They succeeded in getting a law passed against prayer. But Daniel continued to pray. Because of this, he was thrown into a den of lions. That night, lions surrounded him, but Daniel trusted God. Morning came. The king rushed to the lion's den. He called out, "Daniel, has your God been able to rescue you?" A voice answered from inside. Daniel was alive. God had sent His angel and shut the mouths of the lions. Sometimes we also face lions in our lives. Fear, opposition, problems, difficult circumstances. But Daniel's story reminds us the God who is with us is greater than the problems surrounding us. 6. Jesus walks on water. One night, the disciples were in a boat on the sea. A powerful storm arose. Huge waves battered the boat. The disciples were frightened. Then they saw someone walking on the water. They became even more afraid. But then they heard a familiar voice. "It is I. Do not be afraid." It was Jesus. Peter said, "Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus said, "Come." Peter stepped out of the boat, and he actually walked on the water. But after a while, Peter took his eyes off Jesus. He looked at the waves. Fear entered his heart. He began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me!" Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. The same thing can happen to us. When we look to Jesus, our faith becomes strong. Only on our problems, fear can overwhelm us. So remember, do not focus on the storm. Keep your eyes on Jesus. The Red Sea teaches us God can make a way where there seems to be no way. The Jordan River teaches us, take a step of faith. Joshua's miracle teaches us, God's timing is greater than our timetable. The fiery furnace teaches us, God is with us even in the middle of our trials. Daniel teaches us, God's protection is powerful. Jesus, walking on the water, teaches us, do not focus on the storm. Keep your eyes on Jesus. And Lazarus teaches us, even where we see an ending, God can create a new beginning. So what are you facing today? A Red Sea? A Jordan River? A fiery furnace? A den of lions? A storm? Or perhaps a sealed tomb? Whatever it is, do not be afraid, because nothing is impossible with God. Do not lose your faith. Do not stop praying.